Friday to all our foodaholics out there on this wonderful, cool January Friday morning. And welcome to Foodaholic, where family, food, and fun always seem to come together. I'm Tim Holic, your host, and with me as always today is the New Year's chair herself, Diane Landry.
Good morning and Happy New Year, everybody.
Can you believe it? Seems like we haven't been here for like 6 years.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, I couldn't wait to come.
Yeah, me either.
My ears were finally healed, and they just
Sorry,
took
Bob.
care of that.
All the laughing. You got a big dose of her in December. We did make her laugh a lot, I gotta say that. Actually, the last show we didn't. We didn't the last show much with Cindy yet.
Watch this. Toaster.
Say what? Oh,
She'll laugh
God.
at anything.
It continues in 2016.
Yeah, really. Can you believe it's 2016?
No.
Do you remember in 1999 worrying about the year 2000 with the computers?
The Y2K. Yeah.
16, 17 years ago now.
Yeah, that would be 16 years ago.
Well, no, because you get that first year of...
Worrying?
No, you get 0 to 1.
Oh, God, he's getting technical.
Well, I remember back in the 80s saying, well, I lived to see the year 2000.
Well, I remember always thinking that I said, in the year 2000, I'll be 42 years old. As a kid, I'm thinking, oh my Lord, I'll be old.
And you're here.
Now I'm here, a lot older.
15 years older than that.
And heading to 60. Oh my God. Today's show is going to be a typical show after the holidays.
Oh, I'm so full.
Yeah, really. We're calling it back to the normal world of eating after the holidays.
Oh, God, I'm so depressed.
Well, I got to say, I have been in the last week and a half.
Depressed?
No, eating better.
Oh.
After Christmas, I can't believe how much I ate.
Yeah, I know.
I ate a lot more than I should have.
Myself.
Yeah, you're bad, girl. Bad.
Bad.
Oh my God! You know what it is? It's not just the amount; it's the sugar that's in all that. I mean, before the holidays, how many things of cookies and chocolates that we get at Wood Palace sent to us by vendors and stuff?
Right.
You know, and we got that huge tin of popcorn. Half of it was chocolate covered.
I didn't know that.
You were gone.
Where was that?
You
I
were
was gone. Good.
That's right. When it was half of the tin was chocolate covered popcorn.
Yeah.
And the other one was the cheese one.
Let me ask you, did you eat any?
Maybe a
A
little.
couple of kernels?
Yeah, maybe 4.
Kernels?
1,000. Oh my God, did I eat a lot of that. It was insane.
Yeah.
And the cookies. You know me, I love cookies.
Yeah.
I've been going in the freezer. I froze a lot of the cookies. I actually froze a big tin of cookies like every day. I grab one out of it in the freezer. And I eat it. I eat it frozen. They're still soft enough.
Yeah.
They don't freeze hard like a piece of ice.
Okay.
I ate one.
I'll bear that in mind.
I ate one on the way here.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, God, you're a bad man. Bad
boy. Bad boy. But if you want to join in with us today, we'd love to hear about your holidays. We'd love to hear what you're doing now to maybe shed some of the pounds that you gained over the holidays. Give us a call, 508-822-1106. That's 508-822-1106. And like I said, I'd love to hear from you. So how was your holidays, Diane?
Wonderful.
Were they?
Yeah.
I guess you with your grandchildren from what you were saying.
Yeah.
Now, you went to a special place in Worcester. Talk about that. I looked it up online. It sounded pretty cool.
Oh, it's a place called Equatorium. I didn't expect you to ask me about this, but anyway, it's called Equatorium, and you might ask, what on earth is that? Well, it's in Worcester, and it's really geared towards the kids. My grandson, he's going to be 3 in April, he just thought this was the greatest thing ever, and he only went to like 10 things out of a million. We were there New Year's Day for their New Year's quote-unquote Eve bash. It happened at noon and then again at 2. And there was a billion kids, I swear.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
and it was pandemonium. Yes, that was the other thing. And they opened at 10. We got there at 1:15. There was a line of cars to get in.
Oh,
yes. But anyway, they have all kinds of things. Joe and I went into what seemingly would be like a round telephone booth, and you press the button and you can feel what a hurricane is like at 70 miles an hour. Only 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's not that
I had
much.
a bad hair day after that one, I'll tell you folks. But anyway, And then there were things that the kids could do, like what happens when wind blows at so many miles an hour. They had
Right.
these cups that they would put on this piece of fabric, and they would just blow down. And James just thought it was the best thing since
Oh,
sliced
yeah.
bread. Oh
Like,
yeah.
at that age, everything is new to them.
Yeah.
So there's nothing like watching a kid's eyes. It's like the holidays. I'm sure you know, same thing when they're opening the presents.
Yep.
Is your grandson like my grandson's, where he just grabs and tears and kind of goes to the next one quick and?
He's a terror. There's no
Yeah.
question. See, we weren't used to that because our son Matt. Now I know this is going to sound strange, but only my son. But anyway, he would open a present carefully.
Really?
He would take the wrapping paper, fold it, and put it in the trash, and only then would he. Oh my God!
I
I'm
wonder who he
embarrassed.
was like.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, even you don't do
I
that.
don't do that.
Wow.
So when he was a kid, that's what he would do.
Well, that's why he's a superstar now.
That's right.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
It is.
My grandsons, they rip, tear, and throw. Look at the present quick and throw it down and grab the next one.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's a ride.
Well, they're
That's what
older.
I do.
That's what
That's what you do, Bob.
Bob still does. Oh Lord. So, what do you think you ate the most of? You know, that you overdid during the holidays? Was it sugar stuff, like sweets? Was it food?
Yes.
All of them.
Yes.
Same with me.
Well, I have to say though, and I was thinking about it as you were talking, Tim. The problem is you graze all day long.
All day long.
You don't sit. I mean, you sit down to a real meal, but you're just grazing morning, noon, and night.
Well, I gotta say, Christmas Day, I really didn't do too bad. We had appetizers, and somebody had made tortellinis, and we were eating those. It was in a soup, and we had other things too. And I was just munching on some of that stuff. I was drinking some, and then when we came to the meal, I had a really small piece of lasagna. When we got to the ham dinner, one small piece of ham,
Yeah.
some mashed potatoes, and more vegetables. And I gotta say,
That's good.
I wasn't totally couldn't wait to just lay down because you're so full.
Yeah. Right.
I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
As I'm getting older, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
So I didn't. It was when the desserts came about an hour later.
Yeah.
Then you gouge, and then I just keep eating the cookies. As soon as the stomach gets a little bit of reprieve from settling, I grab another cookie, and that's the sad part. We went over the Armanetti's that night too, as we go over there Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
But then we went over there because Joe was with his kids, so we went over, and I didn't eat when I was there. I couldn't. I just couldn't.
Oh, you didn't eat her food?
No, I did on Christmas Eve, but I couldn't on Christmas night.
Right.
I was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the desserts that kind of put you over the edge. And it was just, like you say, it's continual.
Right.
You just do it the next day because you got extra sweets. And, Nancy's mother made 2 ricotta pies. 2.
Really?
So we were eating that every day.
Ah.
That's when I had it for breakfast, for lunch.
Well, my
for
mother
supper.
used to eat custard pie for breakfast, and as I got older, I realized that's really supposed to be for dessert. So I would ask her, why are you eating, the daughter asking the mother, why are you eating breakfast stuff, dessert stuff for breakfast? Well, Diane, it's got dairy, and it's just good eggs, and it's just all good for you.
Yeah, Nancy and Gina tried to tell me that too when they're eating the peach pie or the apple pie. It's
The
fruit.
fruit, yeah.
Yeah, heavily sugared fruit.
It's like beer. Grain.
It's called
Grain.
fruit on roids.
This is gonna get your fiber, huh, Bob?
Yeah, that's right, barley. It's got all that.
Hops are organic.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I did. It was all the above. It was just between desserts, regular food, So as it got to the next weekend, I calmed myself down. We had the boys, of course, from Tuesday night till Friday night, and you just go out to eat a lot. And
Yeah.
you graze during the day with them.
Yeah.
Cookies.
Yeah.
They came to the Wood Palace. They like going to the Wood Palace, and Bobby cooked some 2 big things of cookies and takes them home. And I told her no more. She was gonna make them the next day. I said no. So she made us like a pizza roll up with the leftover chicken parm that she had put in the freezer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so she just rolled up the pieces around them, and
Yeah.
those were pretty good that day.
Good.
But it's cheese and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's the other thing the kids are doing a lot. It's the cheese.
Yeah.
Everything's made with cheese, it seems like. So I have been better since then. I lost about 5 pounds since.
Oh, I hate you. Yeah. What is it with men? They think about losing and they just do.
Now, what did you guys have for dinner for the Christmas?
Well, the first dinner, which
right.
was at my mother's,
That's right, too.
was, what did we have? Turkey.
Yeah, turkey.
Yeah, mashed potatoes,
Yeah.
carrots, and green beans.
Okay.
And then they
She's
had,
sitting there, she's sectioning it off in her mind
I have to
here.
remember, it feels like a lifetime ago.
Doesn't it?
And then for dessert, we had table talk apple pie.
Oh, nice. Man, I haven't had a piece of that in years.
And then when we went to my son's house, he had made pork tenderloin. Was the best pork tenderloin I had ever had.
Did you season it highly?
Well, he had called me the day before. He was going to the store. He goes, "Ma, what's a good marinade for that?" I says, "All you have to do is get your favorite salad dressing."
Yeah, yeah, I remember you saying
Yeah.
that. You use that a lot on this
Yeah,
stuff.
and he says, "Oh, well, that's a good idea. I'll get Italian. What do you think?" I said, "Sounds good to me. Whatever."
Tasted
So he marinated it from like 7 o'clock the night before, no, the day of, and then he put it in the oven, and that was that.
See, peppercorn would be a good,
That's another good
that
one.
would be a good one because
Yeah.
of the pepper kernels and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be huge. I love peppercorn dressing. Again, it's got cheese in it. That's why.
Does it
I think
really?
it does, yeah. It's got to taste that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would think it does, but I'm not positive either.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it's just amazing all the foods that are eaten that time. At Mrs. Amanetti's on Christmas Eve, you know, she made the traditional linguine clam sauce, which I love. But she made it in a red sauce. She made it also.
Oh, in a red sauce.
She made it also in the red sauce. She makes also in just the butter.
Oh, right,
Because
right.
one of her granddaughter doesn't like it.
Right. That's
under
what
the
she
butter.
said that when she was
Exactly.
here.
Yeah, and then she made her stuffed quahogs. Oh, those are so good. I
Yeah.
could
Mrs.
use a few of
Amanelli,
them.
I need that recipe for the quahogs.
Yeah, yeah, she does a good job on them.
Yeah.
They're not, they just have just a little punch to it, not really much, just a hair.
That's fine.
And it really is good.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really was. And then all the other stuff she adds with it, and the desserts, and they made the ginger crack, we call it. It's like little ginger flats that are made, like gingerbread flats, and then you know, fresh whipped cream on top, so we call it ginger crack, like, crack,
Oh.
drugs.
Is it like ginger snaps?
Yeah.
Similar?
It's just in like a squares they made. Like,
Oh,
it's
okay.
thin square, very thin.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's good.
That's actually good for you too, with the ginger.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
trying to get any little thing to say that
Minus
it's
the
good.
sugar.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we had a good time. And you know what we ate last Saturday night?
Where?
The Capitol Grill.
No.
Yeah, Joe wanted to take the boys out
Nice.
before one of them went back to college, and we went to the Capitol Grill.
Sweet.
And I didn't do bad there. I mean, I had my steak au poivre, which I like, with peppered with that peppercorn, and I didn't really overeat. I think for sides we got baked macaroni and cheese with lobster.
That wasn't overeating?
No, but I got a
Okay.
little bit of it, just a little bit of it. And then we've got asparagus. I love the grilled
Oh,
asparagus.
yeah.
There's nothing like asparagus. Well, it might be done in the oven there. What else did we get? We got the cream spinach, whatever that type of stuff. I only had a little bit of that. But I ate the whole steak, but I wasn't full when I left. And I only had like a little over a glass of wine. So, again, trying to shrink the stomach.
Yeah.
Ugh, I just felt heavy
Well,
the
for
whole
me,
time.
it's the psychology of eating.
Yeah,
I just love the taste of it.
me too. And
Yeah.
I love the experience of it
Yes.
because you're usually with people,
Yes.
or you're out someplace
Yes.
having dinner with your spouse or
Yep.
whoever,
Yep.
and it's just something. I don't know. I have a love affair with food.
Well, we went to a wonderful restaurant. I don't know if you want to hold up
Yeah, go
this conversation.
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
We went to see Joe sing with the Boston Pops. I don't know, it's a couple of Saturdays ago, whatever, at the Christmas time. And there were 12 of us that went. And then after, we went to the Gaslight,
Ooh.
which is in Boston on
Yeah, I've heard
Harrison
about it.
Avenue. If you want fabulous French food, go there.
Really?
And I'll tell you, the service was wonderful. The only criticism I would have, and it's very minor, is the lighting was very low.
Yeah, and usually it is in places like this. It's
Yeah,
French
yeah.
atmosphere.
Well, I'll tell you, several of us took out our iPhones to get the light on the thing so we could see the menu. But other than that,
I think that's because you're old.
well, whatever. We're all about the same age, so whatever. We just pretended it was candlelight.
Yeah, really.
But
Then you have
any-
to eat at Mirabeau then, down in Plymouth.
No, I intend to.
Yeah, you'll have to go this summer.
Yeah. So I had, and I'm probably going to murder the name, is beef bourguignon.
Yeah,
It was out of this
Was it?
world.
nice.
Out of this world. And
Nice.
Joe had scallops and
He gets fish a lot. He gets seafood a lot.
He
likes
does.
his seafood.
If it's fried, he's with it.
Yeah, that's what.
Whatever.
That's us guys' partner.
Yeah.
Fried.
But everybody at the table, all 12 of us, thought it was sensational.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I've heard of the place. I've never been there, but I've
Yeah.
heard of it. Gaslight.
Yeah, it's not too often that we go out to a restaurant with 12 people.
That's a lot of people.
It is, because I had made reservations 2 months before.
Yeah, you would have to at
Yeah.
that point. That's
Especially,
a big party.
Not to mention, you know, at 6 o'clock on a Saturday night, you darn well
During the
better
holidays.
Yeah, during the holidays.
Even
you better,
worse.
Yeah, you better have
Even
reservations.
worse.
So that was my first place. After we'll talk about Kitchen Outfitters, which I went to. Oh boy, is my toy store!
Well, we'll talk when we get back. We need
Yeah.
to take our first break. It's about, what, 23 past the hour. You're listening to Foodaholic here on 1530 AM WVBF. Coming up next is Mineral Midday with Ed Rand. We'll be back. Back to the normal world of eating after the holidays. If you'd like to join in with us, please do it. 508-822-1106. We'd love to hear from you how your holidays were and how you kind of going back to the normal side of eating instead of all those sweets and the amounts of food you eat. I mean, I still think about it, but I feel uncomfortable now if I eat that much as I get older. You know, it's like my Uncle Henry had a name for the type of pants you would wear. It would have this room, and I won't say the word. And
Okay.
you want them
Lots
loose.
of room.
Yeah, lots of room. Lots of room.
I've always heard when you get to that age or that size, you start buying mail order pants through A-Band.
No belts. No belts.
The elastic
It's
waist.
the elastic waist ones. I hope I don't. Well, it's time for Tim's Tasty Tips, Diane. What do you have for us today?
Okay then. Well, I figured we were going to be talking about, you know, eating well with the new year and all of that.
Yeah.
This is a healthy lunch how-to, and this comes from Ellie Krieger. And if anybody watches she used to be on the Food Network.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, she's a nutritionist, and I've always liked her, but I haven't seen her on TV lately. But whatever. This is her way to do healthy lunch. Now, this is going to take a little time here, but it's going to be well worth it.
That's right.
The name of it is Layered Farro Salad with kale, feta, and grapes.
Ooh.
Now look at that picture, Tim. It's just layers and layers of all good stuff for you.
Exactly.
So, here we
Baby
go.
kale. Baby kale is the way to go.
Is it?
No, I'm just saying, but it's a better way than regular kale. It's not as roughage. I like baby kale. That's how I buy it.
Oh, really? Okay, that's a good tip already.
Yeah.
So that's your first tip. So
Yeah.
the second one is this. Okay, here's the ingredients that you need. 1 cup of farro.
What is farro?
I knew you were going to ask me that. Farro is a grain that's been called the mother of all wheat. Thankfully, I'm reading this. The ancient variety was a staple of Roman diets. It has less fat and twice the amount of calcium as quinoa, while still twice. I'm reading it. Yes. Why still?
It's the truth.
While still being a good source of protein.
Do you lie, Diane?
Never. I crossed my fingers on that one. It's similar in texture to brown rice, but holds up better to refrigeration and reheating. So there you have it. Let's get back to the ingredients, Tim. Okay, let's start from the top again. 1 cup of farro, now that you know what it is.
I know what it is.
A cup and a quarter of walnut pieces. A quarter cup of extra virgin olive oil. 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. Don't use that canned stuff. Or bottle, whatever.
Yeah, don't do the bottle.
Ugh. A quarter teaspoon of salt. a quarter teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, 3 cups of shredded kale, but I would suggest go with what Tim says, use the baby kale. That
Right.
sounds better anyway.
It really is.
A quarter cup of finely diced red onion, a quarter cup of finely chopped Italian parsley, a cup and a quarter of crumbled feta cheese, and then 2 cups of quartered red or green grapes. I do the red, they're prettier. Anyway.
And if you want to be a little healthy, you can use goat cheese instead of the feta. Goat cheese is better for us.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? I can't imagine why
A little
not.
stronger taste, but it's good.
See, I personally don't care for goat cheese, but
Yeah.
whatever. I like feta.
I love feta.
Yeah. Okay, boy, the eyes just went
I don't
wide
think I-
open on that one.
I don't think I ever met a cheese I didn't like.
Okay then, so this is how you do it. You're gonna cook the farro according to your package directions. You're gonna drain it well and then place it in the refrigerator to cool completely. You know, what I would say is you can even make it the day before, you know, or the morning of, whatever.
Right.
Toast the walnuts in a dry skillet over medium-high heat, stirring frequently until it's fragrant and lightly brown. This will take about 3 to 5 minutes. Set that aside to cool and then chop it. In a small bowl, you're going to whisk your oil, lemon juice, salt, and pepper to make your dressing. Place the kale in a medium bowl, add half of the dressing, and toss to combine. Add your onion, parsley, and remaining dressing to the farro and toss. Now all you're going to do is you're going to take, at this point, you're just about done. Take a wide-mouthed 12-ounce jar. Now, it reminds me of a canning jar, this particular photograph.
Yes, exactly. It's a jar.
So just think about layering everything you've just put together. You're going to put the farro at the bottom. You're going to pat it down, top it with kale and sprinkle it with feta cheese, and then layer the grapes and finally the walnuts. There you
Just
have
keep
it.
going, yeah.
Yeah, and this makes, it doesn't say how many it makes for the 12-ounce jars, but I would imagine at least 2 to 3.
Yeah, right.
So,
That's a great little, like a snack.
well, that's a lot for a snack.
See, that'd be a snack for me.
Oh dear.
I
Well,
need more for a meal.
12 ounces?
Yeah, you're true. If you eat the whole thing, you're
Yeah, if
probably
you eat
right.
the whole thing, sure.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
That's
so
a lot there.
So that's layered farro salad with kale, feta, and grapes.
Sweet. Well, I got a twofer for today because I got a heck of a recipe from Sam Adams' email this week.
Okay, what is
I
it?
subscribe to Sam Adams because I get the emails every month. I just like all the little recipes, and I might even go to the open house this month. But what it is, it's called lobster and brie soup
Lobster and brie?
Yeah. with Sam Adams Cold Snap, which is their spring beer,
Yup,
one of their seasonal beers.
yup.
The ingredients are 3/4 pound of lobster tail, or 1 pound of lobster claw, 1½ cups of Samuel Adams Cold Snap, 3½ cups of water, 1 teaspoon of thyme, finely crushed, 3 cups of half and half, 4 tablespoons of butter. That's not a lot, really.
You've got all that cream you just
Yeah.
said before it. Holy moly.
Yeah, that's true. 3 shallots, finely minced, 3 cups of heavy cream.
Oh boy.
That's the big guy right there. 1/2 pound of brie cheese.
Another dietetic move.
Yeah, this is not one you want to eat. Go to another holiday to make this one,
Yeah.
or don't eat all week if you make this. With skin, cut into 6 chunks. Freshly ground black pepper to taste, and paprika for garnish. The directions: shell the lobster. That's a good point there. Shell that lobster. Preserve and shell for stock.
Oh, yeah.
Stock.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
Diane's into this part.
Yeah.
You know, split tail meat lengthwise and refrigerate. To make stock, combine the Sam Adams water, thyme, and lobster shell. Bring to a slow boil, cover, and simmer for low for 40 minutes. Strain, then simmer to reduce broth to 2½ cups. Add half and half and continue simmering until reduced by half again. Cover and set aside. In a heavy skillet, melt butter on medium. I might do double the butter. When foam subsides, add shallots and saute for 1 minute. Add lobster meat and saute briefly until the lobster turns pink. Remove and cool. Pull the lobster meat into long shreds. Add heavy cream and brie cheese to the reduced broth, stirring constantly over medium-low heat. When the cheese is almost melted, mix in shredded lobster and shallot mixture Add pepper to taste. Simmer gently for 2 minutes. Then you can garnish with your paprika. I'm going to try this in the next couple weeks, and I'll let you know. I'll bring some in.
Wow.
That sounds unbelievable,
It
doesn't
sounds
it?
incredibly rich.
So
Yeah.
there's your twofer for Tim's Tasty Tips today.
Yeah.
And I know it's tough. You can't write this down as fast as we're reading it. But anytime you want to get any of the recipes that we do with the Tim's Tasty Tips, you can go on our website at www.woodpalacekitchens.com and Foodaholic, pull up. And all the shows every week. It takes probably a half a week to get the newest show on. But all the other shows are on there, and you can pick any date you want, which is nice. So you can just listen to it as fast and repeat it as many times as you want.
Right.
Yep. So that's Tim's Tasty Tips for today.
Can we go back to Kitchen Outfitters?
Yes. Want to hear the
please?
Kitchen Outfitters?
I've been wanting to go to this place. I saw this as an ad in the Boston Globe. I'm going to say roughly 2 years ago, something like
I've
that.
heard of it. I just don't know what it is for some reason.
Kitchen Outfitters is in Acton Woods Plaza. They have cookware, bakeware, blenders, mixers, mashers, and more.
So it's like Williams Sonoma then.
Yeah.
Similar.
I went there. Joe and I took for us it was just over an hour ride, and well worth it. Is it big? No, it's not. But the staff incredibly good.
I have to try that.
They have just works of art as far as what you even spoons made out of beautiful walnut.
Really?
And oh God, yes. I called my son up before we went. I said, Nat, you need anything? Yeah, Ma, a couple spoons, long handles, and it was something. Meat thermometer. Okay, whatever. So anyway, we get there. I said, I gotta FaceTime him. He's gonna see this.
Oh.
He goes, Ma, I'm so jealous. I should have come with you.
So Acton. I'm going to have to try going up there.
Yeah.
Because I love going to Williams Sonoma. The one in San Fran, which is their flagship store, was unbelievable. It was 3 or 4 floors.
Oh, jeez.
It was huge, and one of the floors, remember I took the pictures of the kitchen. You know, it's like a working test type kitchen.
Yes.
And they teach cooking classes. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
They had the different stations with each one having its own oven.
Yeah.
It was very impressive.
Yeah.
I love places like that.
Yeah.
Well, we're in the kitchen, so that's what we do.
Well, plus the other thing, Tim, is you and I both love to cook.
Yes, exactly. And I like the nice utensils for it.
Yes.
To me, that's what adds to
it's part of
whole
that
experience.
experience.
Exactly.
My grandmother used to say, it isn't the equipment, it's the cook.
Yeah.
But, I like to think it's a little bit of both. Because if you feel good using the spoon or the whatever, you're going to want to cook more.
You're right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And since I've gotten all my newer stuff, the really nice toaster oven from Breville.
Yeah.
The nice toaster oven from, the waffle thing from Breville, and it's just you want to cook more.
Sure. But it makes it easier to cook.
Plus the new knives. Are nice and sharp again.
Knives are huge.
Yeah.
If I could only pick one piece of equipment that I could get, then a good knife is it.
I went Wusthof.
Did you?
Yeah, Wusthof.
Yeah.
I've always liked them. There's a million other ones in there that are nice too, but there's something about the Wusthofs. I like the look of them, the feel of them.
Nice balance too.
Oh, the balance of them. And actually the most expensive, there's 3 lines to a classic, and I forget the other 2 names. I actually like the middle one, and it's less money. But the top, I didn't like the feel, the ergonomics of it. It was different.
Believe me, that is so huge. When you're trying out a knife, you have to see, does it fit in your hand well? Does it balance well? How does it feel when you're actually using it? These are the 3 things you need to look at when you're buying a knife. Yes, it's a lot of money for one knife, but I've had my 8-inch chef knife for 20 years, and it still feels fabulous in my hand.
Yeah, I agree 100%. When I first used the knife, I learned that do not cut too fast with a brand new knife, because I got my finger instantly. Sliced a piece right off on the side there.
You need
instantly.
I
was going too fast for a sharp knife.
Yeah. Well, no, you were not used to the knife yet.
That's right.
Once you get used to it, then it's like a hand in glove.
Well, you know me, I'm always rushing.
I know that.
I just can't calm myself down.
Yes.
It's awful.
Well, guess what? You're going to be fingerless pretty soon.
Exactly. I did that in Will's class when I was taking those classes on the night classes, and I I'd be so tired, I'd say I'm not gonna go, but I didn't want to miss it. I enjoyed them so much,
Yeah.
and that one night I was talking to him, I sliced the side of my finger off. A good piece of it too.
Yeah.
A good piece. And those bleed for a long time. You can wrap it, you gotta keep it
Well,
wrapped.
it's okay if you're making tomato sauce. Nobody
That's
knows.
right, doesn't matter.
Nobody knows.
If not, you throw some
Keep
paprika in
moving.
there.
Keep moving.
Nobody will know the difference. It's good blood. Now, sugar substitutes. There's a lot of different types of sugar substitutes. When I say sugar substitutes, what do you think of right away, Diane?
Well, two things come to mind. The what are those pink packets there called?
Sweet and low.
Yeah, that
all
sort of
that.
thing. Or stevia.
Yeah, that's what most people do. But there's natural ones, like molasses. Molasses can be
I
used.
Love molasses.
Yeah, I mean that is better for you than sugar.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it is cane sugar,
Yeah.
pure.
Dates.
Love dates.
Yeah. Honey.
I love honey.
Oh, me
Don't
too.
you be going anywhere with that.
Okay, honey. Maple syrup.
Yeah.
All natural type sugars to
Right.
help and of course stevia, which was what we were just talking about.
Right.
I had gotten an article out of the Brockton Enterprise, and I guess I didn't grab it. I brought it with me this morning, but I don't know if I left it in my car that I went back to work with, or if it's in my office. I can't remember if I brought it in or not. I think
Yeah.
I did. It's probably on my desk, and I didn't throw it in my book,
I see.
so I'm kind of mad at myself.
I see.
Yeah, so, but different types of sugar substitutes like that will help in your quest to get some of the pounds back off from the holidays. Because I think we all naturally gain weight during the holidays, I would think. You don't eat like that normally,
Well,
or drink like that.
In my case, yes, I gained a little bit, but I was walking a lot more
Did you?
every day. Yes.
Yeah, well, that's one of the other things I was going to talk about is exercise in the next segment, because that's a big thing too. And you don't have to be an exercise freak to
No.
get exercise.
No.
So we have to take our last break here. It's 18 before the hour here of noon. Coming up next is Ed Rand with Middleborough Midday. We'll be back.
On the knives. Now remember, when you're doing your classifications of knives, you pick the middle one because you don't cook all day every day. The higher end ones are for chefs that use that knife all day.
All the time.
Gordon told me this because he's a chef.
I didn't know that.
And he bought all his knives when he was in college. When you had to buy a set of knives, which back then was like $400 or $500, which was
Was a lot of money then.
money in the late '70s.
Holy crap.
Right, you're talking probably closer to $2,500 now. Because you're talking about a knife, you're looking at $200-300 for a nice carving knife.
Oh, yeah.
It's not cheap.
I
Now,
find the Worcester on special.
I love them.
I find
Kyle
them special.
got one, the medium size, the one I think you're talking about, the medium size knife. That I think he paid like about $98
$90 to
for it.
$100,
Yeah.
The
exactly.
one I just picked up at Kohl's last year, the chopping knife, I like the big cleaver chopping type of knife.
Oh, that's Cleveland one.
Yeah, it's
See, I
not
like the big
Cleveland.
chef knife.
That's what I meant.
Love the chef knife.
Now, I got it on sale. It was like
Same with me.
$102. I think
All
I
these
paid
I found
$60
on
for the
sale.
Kohl's. It's right after Christmas. Used my Kohl's box, blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
And now I have two of them. And then Cindy had a little pairing one that broke. And I said, we should just bring it back because it's warranty for life. And by the time we get there, so I bought her a cheap one. She likes it, but the worst off is
Yeah, once you
See,
have
I've never
this-
bought-
once you have a nice knife, there's no going back.
I never
not.
spent a penny myself on any of these stuff I buy from Williams Sonoma.
Yeah,
I use my points,
right.
cards, all of the time. Like I just sent and got $1,300 worth of cards from one of my points things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, a knife is really good.
I'll be getting stuff like that and those things I need.
The wooden bowls and the wooden spoons and all that stuff when you cook. Oh, basically, the nice pans. We bought a new pan. We did this all last Christmas last year. We got a bunch of Kohl's dollars, cash, and Kohl's cards. We went down there and spent well over $500 for about $130 out of my pocket.
Wow.
And it was all cutting boards and all that stuff. And oh yeah, when you're cooking, it's just much more fun. You have the equipment and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about the stuff.
I feel so elegant
Yes.
and so professional.
Yes, yes,
Because I
absolutely.
got the professional stuff.
Well, and it makes you feel better.
Yes.
It does. 30 a.m. WVBF, and today we're talking about getting back to the normal world of eating after the holidays, which we are all going through right now because we kind of went crazy during it. I'm sure everybody did. So if you'd like to join in, please do it. 508-822-1106. We'd like to hear from you because I have to talk to Diane the whole time if not. Now, there's a lot of vegetables, and I know this vegetable I picked is one of your favorites, Brussels sprouts.
Oh, I love. There's not many foods I don't like.
Yeah,
but yes,
really.
I do love.
Pinterest had a lot of good recipes in one of the emails they sent me.
Really?
Yeah, really some nice stuff. And they had some Brussels sprout recipes there. I won't read the recipe, but I'll tell you what they're called. I just got to get into you. Hopefully it lets me get into here.
One of my favorites for Brussels sprouts, and it's very easy. All you do is put them on a baking cookie sheet and put a little bit. He's showing me a picture. Put a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper, and just throw it in an oven of 375.
Yep.
And after 45 minutes to an hour, they're done. I mean, how much easier than that can that be?
And that's what these recipes are like. It's just combining other things like roasted Brussels sprouts with balsamic vinegar and honey. Does that sound good together or what?
It does, very much so.
You know, and what it is, that's probably why it looks as shiny and burnt over because of the stuff in it.
Right, it's caramelized because of the sugar.
Exactly.
Yeah, the sugar in the honey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Roasted Brussels sprouts with Parmesan. I love Parmesan cheese or Romano. I buy, you usually see them in the deli area in the bags from Italy, and that's the one I grab. And you can throw them in the freezer if you don't use it all right away. Like the Parmesan, freshly grated Parmesan cheese and Romano cheese from Italy.
Yep.
They're in the bags. I forget the name of them. Roasted sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts. Those would go great together.
I've done that, yeah.
Oh, I look
and
at
it's
that.
so good for you.
Exactly, and see, most people don't, everybody says, somebody said it to me, the diet word today. I said, no, you don't have to be a diet.
Folks,
it's a lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
That's what Nicole taught me. Well, it taught us both. Roasted, no, that's not it there. Where's the other one? Oven roasted Brussels sprouts with bacon. Bob would love this one. He'd eat his vegetables then. He'd have more bacon than Brussels sprouts, but he'd still have it.
Brussels sprouts?
What are these foreign things in my bacon? She's saying. How to make Brussels sprout chips.
Brussels sprout chips?
Probably almost like a kale chip. You slice them thin and stuff. But Pinterest has a lot of these type of things. I see people put them on, Facebook lots of times. Brussels sprouts gratin.
Gratin, yes.
Gratin,
But that's cheesy. See, I try to avoid that.
Yeah, but you can do a good substitute cheese that's not as bad for you. Is there any cheese that's not bad? Good for I mean, not? I don't know, but you can play with your vegetables. Different types of veggies. You don't have to just eat them plain, and that's why most people eat them. Or they just throw butter on them.
Or they boil them to death.
Boil them to death. Yeah, but
we talked about this. How your vegetables cooked. I remember about a month ago you asking me this, and I said, "Oh no, they were cooked." And you had said, "Your mother said,
she hated al dente."
No.
I don't like it. Me and Nancy the same way. We don't like al dente.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I can't eat a green bean that way. I can eat a peas out of a pod, raw. Like that. But I like my stuff cooked.
Yeah.
Other than my steaks and things like that.
I like mine halfway between al dente and cooked.
Yeah, you don't want them mushy.
No.
You hate it when the green beans falling apart. Sometimes when overcooked.
That's too overcooked.
Yeah, it's not the.
Well, there's that fine line there that if you just go a few seconds over, it's like it just falls apart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
What I like to do sometimes is say I have, which I generally do because I cook more than I need.
Right.
But if I have leftover roasted Brussels sprouts or carrots or
you make some great meals after.
And I mean, you stir fry this and you put this over quinoa. My God, it's fabulous.
It's like when I make my my butternut squash chips. Basically, the same thing. I throw it over the quinoa and it makes it so I don't mind the quinoa.
That's right.
Because I'm not a quinoa fan, but when you put some of that stuff in it that day, some peppers and onions, and what a difference!
Oh God, yeah.
Stir fry it, like you said.
Even Joe liked it.
It was delicious. It was delicious.
He loved it.
Yes, I did.
He really did, and you don't have to eat vegetables plain. You can, there's a lot of things, but vegetables are so, it's not just the health factor of, you know, eating more nutritionally, it's how it makes the rest of our body work, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
Gotta
the key.
keep that plumbing moving.
That's
you know what
right.
I'm saying?
Because that's what a lot of our problems are. Constipation hurts a lot of people.
It's
You didn't think I was going to use that word, did you?
Let me tell you something. You know, right after the holidays, you look in your refrigerator, you have a little bit of this, and you got a lot of that, and whatever.
Right.
And I think I had 20 containers of little things, and I went, okay, it's soup time.
It's time.
It's soup time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's big soup time.
I put everything in from green beans, a little bit of corn. I
wow.
had made a stir fry of brown rice and mushrooms with a little bit of gravy, and I had salsa left over. And I said, you know what? Y'all going in. You're going. It was the best soup of my life.
Wow, that sounds good.
Joe says, Diane, can you make this again? I went, no, because the leftovers will be totally different next time.
What did you use for broth?
I had chicken stock.
Chicken stock. So you
Yes.
used chicken.
Yes.
I just wasn't wondering what you had.
Yeah, I almost always use chicken
Yeah,
stock.
I'm a chicken stock person.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
my mother used to make a great beef stew. Oh,
Yeah.
her beef stew was to die for. It was to die for. Me and Gina, we go over there. Me and Gina liked her pork and rice, of course, all her soups, but her beef stew was phenomenal. It really was. And she made tomato soup, the thin version. It was just the color of it in there, not like
Yeah.
a thick, the Campbell's can.
Yep.
It was so. Her tomato soup was to die for too. My sister loved putting the sour cream.
Oh.
And they said, I'm not, I don't know, I think I've tried it before. Maybe now I would. I should try it now. I gotta have her show me how to make the tomato. I did make a cabbage soup with a ham bone last week on Kapusta,
Yeah,
basically,
right.
yeah. And I threw celery in there with it, and I
Yeah.
threw the rest of the pieces of the ham in there.
There you go.
So you got a little bit of protein there.
Yeah.
And I guess still have some left over. You never grabbed any, I don't think, in the fridge. It was sitting
Yes,
in the
I did.
fridge.
It was
you
delicious.
You did try. Okay,
Yeah.
good. I told Jim too it was over there, but he never came over either.
Oh, you know how busy we all get.
Yeah,
Whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
But soups are a great way. You know, I'm going to grab the book from my friend Joe, and it's about helping your gut, your stomach.
Yeah.
But it says gut in the book, I guess. And fresh broth is the best thing for our stomachs. The best thing. Very healthy.
Because, and I'm trying to break this down. Well, as
Because
long
the
as it's
bone marrow and
defatted.
stuff that's coming out.
Yeah, but I'm assuming it's all defatted and all of
It
that.
is, yeah.
Yes.
I did what you told me to do. I waited this time and I let it gel over, so I got it. I
Really?
didn't make it fast.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's a lot better when you don't have the fat in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I skimmed most of the fat. I left it just a little bit, little traces in there, because it's tough to pull them all out. But I let it gel up, and
Yeah.
I did it this time.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and the soup came out good. Nancy and Gina don't like the cabbage soup. I do.
Yeah.
And I boil the cabbage right in the soup after the soup's
Yeah.
done, and it gives it that other flavor of the cabbage, which is awesome. And cabbage is good
It
vegetable.
is very good for you.
You know, that's one of the vegetables
Yeah.
on my cleanse that, and that Brussels sprouts, all that. So you don't have to have a boring, better eating habits. You really don't. There's so many ways. And Nicole, if you go onto Nicole's website, what's it called? Nutritionally
Nutritionalist?
balanced something. I forget what it's called. But I'm telling you, she gives you some great tips on there with vegetables and foods and what types of foods. And I like all this stuff. People laugh at me, but I like what I'm eating. And I enjoy that 10-day reprieve from killing myself from foods I normally eat.
Well, I remember one time asking you, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, whatever it was, do you like quinoa? Because I noticed that you were eating it every lunch, and you said essentially no. I eat it because I have to.
It's my protein. That's the one I can eat.
And that's when I decided to show you what it could
Big
taste
difference.
like. Yeah.
Big difference.
So now you have something that you actually enjoy, as opposed to, you're doing it because you have to.
Yeah. The
Healthy
peppers and
eating
onions are
should
good.
not be a chore.
It shouldn't be.
No.
And it shouldn't be you hate it.
Right,
You can make so many good things with it.
right,
And you just got to learn it.
right.
And there's so many ways of finding it out now. You don't have to buy books. Go online, Google it. I mean, Pinterest has all these recipes. I mean, they had the where is it here? Well, I already flipped over to the Brussels, so let me go back here. Maybe I'm bringing it up, but it was it does not bring me back there now, but it was a roast. Here it is. Perfect rib roast, prime rib roast.
Oh.
I haven't had prime rib in a long time,
Yeah.
but I had a good sized steak last week. Like I said, the Capitol Grill.
I just
love
had
pri-
one.
You had prime rib?
Yeah.
You had it for
Neighbors sent it over and I cooked it up myself.
I had it for Christmas.
prime rib. See, I used
Great
to.
neighbors.
I used to
You're
stab
gonna eat it?
my roast before I put it in, and I used to make my own rub. And you want to rub the thing, but you want to get it in those stab areas.
Yep.
It goes into the meat and cooks with it.
What was the rub?
I don't remember. I mean, I haven't
No?
cooked roast. It was, it was all your different types of seasonings I use, like pepper and oils and whatever you want in there. Whatever you want, but
Garlic?
garlic. You can want that. I don't want garlic on my my beef.
No.
No, I like my beef tasting like just its beef.
Beef.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
I'm not a person to put other things in my beef. I just like the peppercorn, the au poivre. There's nothing like that on top of it, though. I gotta say.
I use
It gives it that
Montreal.
little tang.
Montreal seasoning is what I put
Yeah.
on mine.
Yeah,
Just to
yeah.
spice
I used to
it up.
eat my steaks sometimes with the A1 sauce, things like that. I don't do that anymore.
I had A1 sauce once and I just didn't like it.
You didn't?
No, did not. It's too
I like
salty.
it, but I don't eat it. It is salty. It is
yeah,
very salty.
I want to taste the meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is just, what are your favorite, things to eat for vegetables and find ways to do it.
Right.
Some exercise. You don't have to go crazy in exercise. You
No.
can walk like you do all the time.
Right. I walk every day.
Yeah, I tend to like to run. I'm running every Monday night on a fun run. It's called right here on 138, right around the corner from my house.
Really?
3.5 miles. We ran the other day at 20 degrees,
Yay.
and I actually felt the best of all the times I run, believe it or not. And
Right.
the week before, I suffered. I
Yeah.
cramped right up the street, maybe a quarter to half a mile,
Really.
and it was a struggle the rest, but I got through it. But yeah, that's I enjoy doing it, and of course I hike on Fridays. This week I'm going up north, and I'm gonna hike up to Tuckerman's again in the snow this time.
Oh boy,
So I'm
just be
excited.
careful, Tim.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to be the
Yeah,
only
the only
host.
host, the only designer, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I tell you. Well, next week's show, it's almost the end of the show here already. Next week's show is our big show.
It
It's
is?
going to be a special 2-hour show.
It is?
Yeah, with Tony DeMarco.
It
the
is?
Former welterweight champion.
Oh my.
Yeah, yeah.
So what time
Tony's
are we on?
From 11 to 1.
Oh.
Yeah, Ed was gracious to give up his hour.
Nice.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Ed.
But he's an interesting man. I think his birthday's the day before. I think he's going to be 84, 85. And we met him in the North End this year. And we'll talk about his career.
Wow.
That's why we needed 2 hours. His
Yeah.
career, his growing up in the North End with the Italian foods,
Oh.
and how he eats now. And we'll
Nice.
talk a lot about his book. It's called Nardo, Memoirs of a Boxing Champion.
Nice.
Really good book. So he's our special guest next week.
Wow.
And great guy, wonderful guy. We met him at the feast, and we've seen him a couple times at the when we've gone to the North End. He
Yeah.
walks around the street still, and
Nice.
he's a regular guy. Regular
Great.
guy. But he was the welterweight champion back in 1955, I think it was.
Huh.
55. Interesting man. He's going to tell us how his mother cooked, hopefully.
Nice.
Yes, and he can tell us about his favorite places in the North End.
Oh, can't wait
'Cause
for
he's
that.
old Italian.
Yeah.
He's old Italian, and his real name is not really Tony DeMarco. He took the name Tony DeMarco when he wanted to become a boxing, but he was 15 when he started. You had to be 18 to get into boxing professionally. So he took his name from his friend, who was 18 or 19 at the time, and then he's decided he wanted to be a boxer, so he took somebody else's name.
Oh dear.
There's like
Oh,
3 or
dear.
4 of them that did that.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
actually met Frank DeMarco, who was the real brother of the other Tony DeMarco. One day when we were in there too, it was a riot. I said, man, this is just too funny. What's it now, Diane? So that's we still have 2 minutes, my God.
That's a long time.
We can do dances and all
Actually,
kind
one.
of.
Actually,
Let's
one.
cook up a stir fry.
Okay, I got time.
Joe, you got time to go up the street to go to Market Basket? 2
And
minutes.
back. And back.
So that'll be next week's show. So food for thought today comes from Mark Twain.
Okay.
That's an old guy there.
Yes.
What was he? He was the 1800s? I think he was 1800s, yeah.
That sounds right.
He said the part of the secret of a success in life is to eat what you like and let the food fight it out inside.
Nice. I like
that one. I just thought that was a great one today. Up next is Ed Rand with Middleborough Midday. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of good things coming about Middleborough today. And have a wonderful weekend, Foodaholics. Get out there and cook and enjoy the NFL Wildcard Weekend.
Bye-bye. Boy, talked about nothing.
I know.
And it took an hour. And we ran out of time.
I know. I had more things we could have talked about, too.